Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys are having a great night tonight. Let me just make sure I have these lineups up because the games are still going on, but I want to show you guys my lineups tonight. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make NBA DFS content, sports books, prize picks, anything you can think of. All these get posted to this Reddit where I make updates with all the news that comes out throughout the day. There's a lot of news. Um, Once the net news came out, I told everyone to load up on the nets. It was hectic. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get to questions, but I told everyone to just load up on the nets. So that Reddit link will be down below. Super important to check that out because I do update when news comes out. A lot of stuff from these videos will change from news breaking before the slate. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can get a hold of me on X right here. I will have that link down below. And then if you're looking for more in-depth content, I'll have my Discord link down below where I give you guys cores, player pools for cash, GPPs, sports books, prize picks, anything you can think of. But yeah, like look at this. Wild slate today. I drop a player pool and a core, but like, yeah, I tried to get everyone prepared for if Cam Thomas was out, and then it happened. Um, Told everyone to just I had four nets in my core tonight. Just wild slate. But nets were so low owned compared to what they should have been. But let's get into my lineups from tonight. I should have a pretty good night. Also, Draftkings, don't ban me. This is after lock. The game's already locked, so these players are playing right now. But it should be a pretty big night. I made two lineups tonight. As you can see, I had the core: Dennis Schroeder, Cam Johnson, Ben Simmons, Jalen Wilson, my core today, and rounded out with Ty Jerome, LeBron James, Jordan Clarkson, Anthony Davis. And this is my other lineup. As you can see, similar theme here. Played five nets in this lineup. Just so low owned. If we got this news like an hour before lock, all these nets would have been like pushing probably 60+% ownership. So massive edge today with the Nets. This lineup has Anthony Davis and Jordan Clarkson. I believe Jordan Clarkson left in it. Pretty sure with SGA going on as well. So, man, if AD, SGA, LeBron, and Clarkson nuke, I am going to have a massive night. So, hopefully they can get me there. I'll let you guys know how it ends tomorrow, but it should be a pretty good night regardless. As far as props go, well, Jason Tatum went over his assist line, and they gave him an assist on a Derek White shot after he took 8 dribbles. Clear non-assist they gave to Jason Tatum, and then I took Jamal Murray assist, and they didn't credit him with the last Westbrook on the inbound. Only took 2 dribbles, so I lost 2 props today because of NBA scorekeepers. So that's fantastic. All right, let's get into this late. We got an 8-gamer for you guys. So everyone for the Pels is going to remain out. I don't expect any of these guys to go. I believe one of them was getting close, back on the court, not doing any contact. Alvarado is out for a while. CJ was the one. Who could potentially be back. He logged a full practice on Monday, so we'll see there. But I'm under the assumption that everyone's going to continue to remain out here. Tough matchup here going up against Cleveland. Cleveland also on a back-to-back. With that being said, let's take a look at the minutes tonight for the Pelicans. They got blown out by the Dallas Mavericks. Starters should stay the same, like Trey Murphy. Also back-to-back. I'm not entirely sure Trey Murphy's played on a back-to-back yet. So he's a potential rest candidate, but I doubt it. What was his injury? Hamstring. Yeah, he could rest, so keep an eye on that. But yeah, they got blown out by Dallas tonight. Same starters you should get are Trey Murphy, Brandon Boston Jr., Javonte Green, Brandon Ingram, and their rookie Missy. And you'll mainly just see like Jay Reed, Jalen Noel off the bench that are viable in DFS. So with it being a tough matchup, they're probably going to be really low owned. Like, I always am interested in unowned Brandon Ingram with the team to himself. She'll play close to 40 minutes in a competitive game. Him, Brandon Boston are running pretty much the entire point guard duties with Jose Alvarado and Cedar McCollum. So, like, his 4-up ceiling goes up. Just tough spot here for the Pelicans. Like, more of a contrarian play for me with the team to himself. But, of course, I still have interest. Just because the ceiling is just massive with his role right now. Brandon Boston Jr. at 6.68. He was really bad tonight, but normally a guy that can stuff the stat sheet. He shot the ball really poorly, so in play for me at 6.6K. Not an amazing play, but still in play. And then I think my favorite play here, once again, is going to be Trey Murphy if he plays. He's just way too cheap for his role right now. If he plays on a back-to-back with his normal minutes, we know this guy's a really solid point per minute guy, and with everyone else off the court, his rates go way up. So Trey Murphy once again going to be my favorite play here, assuming he does go. And then Javonte Green at 5K. I'm sure we're gonna have better value. Same with like a Missy. I prefer a Missy to like a Javonte Green, but I hope better value will open up. And then like JRE, Jalen Noel, they're kind of unplayable for me at those price points. Moving on to Cleveland, so Max Strus going to remain out. Karis LeVert got ruled out today, so we'll see if he is going to be back, and same with Isaac Okoro. Dean Wade as well. So if everyone's back, it's going to take me off guys like Ty Jerome, Jordan Niang, Craig Porter Jr., it's also going to downgrade guys like Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland. Fine spot here going up against the Pelicans. Like, I still always have interest in these guys, especially Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell. I think Darius Garland, Jared Allen would be my two least favorites. They wouldn't be priorities, but they would still be decent point per dollar plays. And I probably wouldn't get to the value here. I guess Karis LeVert's good at 5.3K. I don't mind that. But his role has been a little diminished this year compared to last year. Now, if we get the same guys out that were out today and they're out tomorrow, then yeah, we can have some value here. Then I'm going to like Ty Jerome quite a bit for value. I told everyone Sam Merrill in my Discord I wasn't positive on his minutes, so I preferred Ty Jerome off the bench. You guys saw I played Ty Jerome over Sam Merrill today. Ty Jerome was like 10%. Sam Merrill was a giga bust at 30%. But if Sam Merrill starts again, he's playable. Craig Porter Jr. got big minutes off the bench. He'd be a solid value at 3.5. And then, yeah, I like Ty Jerome quite a bit. And then bumped Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, the guards. Would really like Donovan Mitchell. He would just have to play a lot more at 8.8K. Seems like a reasonable price point. And then, yeah, Darius Garland shot, I want to say 1 of 21 or something like that. Not entirely sure. But, yeah, we'll definitely have some value if we have all the same guys out tomorrow that were out today. Moving on to Chicago, this game should be pretty solid as far as fantasy goes, but with everyone healthy on the Bulls, you're just trying to figure out which Bull is going to have the good game. I will say Zach LaVine and Kobe White are in really good spots, even Josh Giddey. So I think all four of the main Bulls here look pretty good. I think Zach LaVine's probably going to be really, really popular tomorrow. I think Kobe White would be an intriguing pivot in GPPs if he is lower owned, but I think both the guards here look pretty good, especially Zach LaVine at that price point. Just fantastic spot going up against the Bucks. So yeah, I am pretty high on both Zach LaVine, Kobe White. Vooch always in play at 8.1K. He probably has the highest floor and ceiling on this team. And then Josh Giddey, they're going to go with the hot hand between like Giddey, Ayo Dosunmu. So like risky, but he, of course, stat sheet stuffer. The price point has come down. I don't mind him at all at this price point. High floor, high ceiling when he's getting the minutes. And then Ayo, don't love it that price point. Keep an eye on Patrick Williams news. If he's out, you're going to get more minutes for like Julian Phillips, Dylan Terry, those type guys. They would be viable options. Moving on to the Bucks, just great matchup here. I think Giannis is the best spend up on the board. I also really like Damian Lillard. Just the pace of this game is going to be so good. Chicago's not playing any defense right now, so yeah, I absolutely love Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's by far the best spend up on the board. I don't think it's really close for me. And if he's low owned tomorrow, I am going to jam him in my lineup. He looks phenomenal. I think Damian Lillard looks pretty damn solid at 8.7K. The price point came down. Great spot up against the Bulls. Both the top two guys look good here. Brook Lopez probably priced right. Fine spot for him, though. Like, Chicago gives up a ton of shooting. We know Brook Lopez can shoot the ball, so I don't mind him. I just wish he was a little bit cheaper here. And then we have everyone back, so it's hard to get to like the value plays. I think Bobby Portis is priced right. Taurean Prince is at least playable at 4.3K's value, but I'm not going to play like these Andre Jackson types, etc., etc. I think Prince would be my preferred value here for the Bucks. My team is just a mess. They're just a mess. I don't know what to say. Really, I don't. Hopefully Maxi's back tomorrow and we can win a game. But if Maxi's in, I can't play anyone on this team. I just can't do it. If Maxi's out, sure, you can consider Jared McCain. No Kyle Lowry. He legit might play like 45 minutes tomorrow. That's an over-exaggeration, but no Lowry. Sure, McCain probably my favorite play on the Sixers if Tyrese Maxey's out. I wouldn't say he's a phenomenal play at that price point. The production's going to come down, right? He's not going to continue to shoot this well from the field, and he's not this good of a point per minute. He's just not. But should play around 40 minutes with no Maxey. wouldn't be shocked if he ends the season around like zero point 0.8 fantasy points per minute with everyone healthy, which makes him still a decent option even at that price point. If you want to take darts on like Joel Embiid at 9.8K or Paul George, be my guest. But my team is just an absolute mess right now. I'm not going to touch this value. With Lara, you should see a bit more like Doughton at 3.3K, like 150 maxers out there. Could throw darts there. I think that's okay. Moving on to Memphis, so I expect everyone to be out. That was out today to be out tomorrow, outside of Marcus Smart. Vince Williams also got injured as well. So if we have Marcus Smart back, it's going to hurt like Scottie Pippen. Desmond Bane shot 1 of 11, I think, today. Man, tough sells here. I mean, my favorite play here is probably Desmond Bane at 7.2 just because the usage is really good without John Morant. He'll probably be really low owned after his game tonight. So some interest in Desmond Bane. Jaren has a massive ceiling, but the price point's right. Minutes just aren't great on this team. They're bad right now, too. It's just not great. Not great. Wells, I think, is fine. Aldama nuked off the bench tonight. Pippen gets a downgrade if Smart plays, but he's almost 7K. I guess if like, Vince Williams out, I don't mind, like, a Luke Kennard or a Jake LaRavia for value. They might have to play a bit more. But, yeah, pretty unappealing team for me. All right, we could have a lot of value here once again. So if Miles Turner and Ben Shepherd are out, once again, we got the starting lineup of Halliburton, Siakam, Benedict Mathurin, Drace Walker, and Enrique Freeman. I would expect that to be the case once again tomorrow, hopefully. But if that is the case, I absolutely love these bench guys. Obi Toppin, T.J. McConnell, I would really like, even at these price points, still really, really good values, just really high usage players off the bench that should get a massive minutes bump. 31 minutes for Obi Toppin. I believe T.J. McConnell played around 27. These guys would look really good for value. Drace Walker, don't care that he busted last game. I would like him quite a bit as a value once again. And then if you want to play like an Enrique Freeman at 3.6, sure, be my guest. And yeah, Siakam gets a massive bump. I would really like Siakam with no Miles Turner. He gets a huge rebounding bump with no Miles Turner on the court. Would really like Siakam. I think Halliburton's just not the same, but yeah, would like Halliburton, of course. He's just going to have to play big minutes, and then Mathurin would look solid. Now, if everyone's in, I think, Halliburton's still, of course, a good spend up just because he has to play big minutes with no Nembhard, no Nesmith. I'm not going to play Ben Shepherd. It kind of takes the value plays out of play for me. Miles Turner at 6.8, I guess, is solid. And then same with like Siakam. Moving on to Houston. Keep an eye on Jalen Green news. If he's out, we're really like Amin Thompson, even at 5.5K. Really good point per minute guy. He would have to play a ton. Still some interest in Tari Eason, but we'll prefer Amin Thompson. Then Jabari, minutes up, down. They're going to ride the hot hand with him, but he clearly has this type of ceiling. More of just a large field play, but still firmly in play at that price point. And then, yeah, Fred Sengun would have to take a more larger offensive role if Jalen Green's out. So those guys would get a bump. It's a really good spot here for Sengun. So I'm pretty high on Sengun regardless. And then Dylan Brooks is fine for value. Might see a bit more Reed Shepherd as well if Jalen Green's out. Moving on to Portland, it solely depends on DeAndre Ayton and Anthony Simons. If they're out, we're going to get some pretty good plays here once again. That being, Shaedon Sharpe, I would absolutely love at 5.6K. I think he'd be one of the better point per dollar plays on the slate. Jeremy Grant gets a big bump. Would like him quite a bit. What else here? Scoot at 5.4 has to play a lot more. Like his ceiling, although I'd prefer Shaedon Sharpe. Denny, no thank you. Banton will play mid-20s minutes, but he's 5.1K. Kamara gets a bump, but also 5K. And then, yeah, I'd like the bigs once again here. I think Robert Williams, Klingon will both be two really solid values if those guys sit once again. If we get them in, illness, and there's no limits, then, yeah, I still think you can take shots on, still with, Sharp, still with, Simons. I think they'd be a little bit too cheap. Just take me off the bigs. And then, keep an eye on Ayton, and if there's any sort of limit, I doubt. Okay, he's already doubtful. I guess that news just came in. I thought he was questionable. My bad. So I like the bigs quite a bit. Klingon, Robert Williams. And then, yeah, if Simons plays, I like Simons. Still like Sharp quite a bit. But Sharp would be a nuke if Simons is out. All right, moving on to OKC. So they're playing right now, but it's a fantastic spot. I mean, Jalen Williams just be able to have his way here. I really like Jalen Williams. I don't know if he's having a good game tonight, but playing to 5, just such a big bump. SGA, I really like as a spend up. He'd be one of my more favorite spend ups. Him and Giannis Antetokounmpo, probably my two favorite spend ups on the board. Same with James Harden because Norm Powell is going to be out for tomorrow. Lou Dort's priced right, and then Isaiah Joe, he got rolled out tonight. If he's out, you should get more solidified minutes for Aaron Wiggins, Casey Wallace. Cruz is on a back-to-back too. Just keep an eye on that. If like both of them are out, then yeah, I like Casey Wallace, Aaron Wiggins a lot more for value because they're gonna have to play a lot more. And then AJ Mitchell would be a good value too if we get like both those guys out. If one's out, they kind of cancel each other out. AJ Mitchell would still be like a large field GPP play. That's fine. Moving on to Atlanta, Jalen Johnson is questionable. If he's out, we got Garrison Matthews in the starting lineup. He'd be a fine value, but with like we have like Bogey back, this team's getting healthier. I will say Zachary, if Jalen Johnson's out, would like gets a big bump with Jalen Johnson off the court. Dyson almost 7K is just absolutely wild to me, but playing massive minutes. If you want to continue riding the hot hand there, by all means go for it. I'm not going to play Hunter. I think Trae Young's a little bit too cheap at 9.5K. Would like him to be a little bit more aggressive offensively, but 20 assists just absolutely wild. And yeah, if Garrison starts for Jalen once again, sure he's playable value. Let's move on to the Warriors. Great spot here. I mean, I love Steph Curry at 9.1K. This is just a spot where he could absolutely explode. She'll play mid-30s minutes. If Atlanta can keep this game somewhat competitive, I wouldn't be shocked if he went for like 70 fantasy points tomorrow. His role is a lot different this year. He's stuffing his stat sheet a lot more too. I really like Steph Curry and GPPs tomorrow. I think these secondary guys look pretty damn good too. I think Draymond Green looks pretty solid to me. I like Andrew Wiggins quite a bit at 5.4K. What else do we have here? No Melton. She should get Lindy Waters in the starting lineup. I think he's a really solid value. What else do we have here? I think that's it. Kuminga, fine at 5.1K. Don't mind that, but the minutes up, down. Mainly, I really like Steph. I think Draymond's pretty damn good. Andrew Wiggins, I like quite a bit. And then, yeah, Trace, minutes all over the place, but you can take darts there. Yeah, I like Lindy Waters for value. Good amount to like on the Warriors. Always fun trusting Steve Kerr. All right, moving on to the Knicks. So Miles McBride going to be out. Campaign is going to be back. So you should see around, I don't know, I would say high teens minutes for Campaign. High usage player, stat sheet stuffer. I think he's a solid contrarian value on this slate. And yeah, Cat, if you want to keep playing, we don't have to talk about Cat too much. Like it's the same thing. We know his rates are amazing at the 5. He's probably going to be popular tomorrow once again. I think it's for good reason. His role right now is just absolutely elite. We don't have to talk too much. Brunson kind of taking a backseat this year to Cat, but we know the ceiling's there with him. I think 8.9K is reasonable. And then same thing with the Knicks as always. Josh Hart, OG, Mikhail, they're super safe, but the price points are going up. Moving on to Phoenix. So if Nurkic is out for tomorrow, we should get starters of Devin Booker, Tyus Jones, Mason Plumlee, Oso, and Ryan Dunn. If that's the case, Oso, I believe, had a pretty damn good game. 12.7 rebounds, 2 assists, played 32 minutes. Would really like Oso for value. I think Grayson Allen with Beal and KD out is a good value as well. 4-3. Would probably prefer like an Oso though if Nurkic is out. What else do we have here? Tough matchup here for Booker, but always have interest in him with the team to himself. I wouldn't say he's like an optimal spend up on this slate though. I think like Giannis is probably your optimal spend up, and then yeah, Mason Plumlee is fine. Wish he was a little bit cheaper, but still decent. Then like guys like Royce, Okogie also get bumps as well. All right, last game of the night, guys. Let's go over it. Orlando at the Clippers. Keep an eye on Wendell Jr. news. If he's in, it's going to hurt Goga Patase. Would make him out of play. Franz's role is just absolutely elite right now. How do you? I'm not going to say he's a must tomorrow, but like, how do you ever hurt someone for playing Franz? Like, he's playing 40 minutes a game right now. He's bringing the ball up. He's running point. We know he can grab some rebounds. I mean, I'm fine with the spot going up against the Clippers. He just massive step forward this year. He looks great. Jalen Suggs is fine. I think I'd always prefer just getting up to like Franz, and then yeah, keep an eye on the Wendell Jr. news. Isaac's playing around 20 minutes off the bench. He's playable. I'm not going to play KCP. I'm not going to play Silva. We're going to have so much better value. Mo should see around 20 minutes as well. Sure. All right, Clips. Norton Powell out. You're going to see mainly the bump to like Man and Amir Coffey. I think Amir's fine for value, but like Harden's going to have to do a ton more offensively, and I feel like he shoots 4 of 15 every single night. 7 of 14, 6 of 15, 5. What are we doing here? Can you hit more than 5 shots, bro? But he's going to have to do a ton more offensively. So, yeah, James Harden looks fantastic. Zubac is going to have to do more offensively than what he's already doing. Should have to play huge minutes. Still like him at 7-4. Chris Dunn I also really like for value. Really, really like Chris Dunn for value. Kevin Porter Jr. might have to play a bit more. And then, yeah, Amir Coffey, sure. fine value. Same with like Derek Jones Jr. All right, that's going to do it for the slate, guys. Hope you guys had a fantastic night, and I will talk to y'all in the next video.